Alright, last time we were out in the wilds of Afghanistan and we got a wild ass.
Yeah, his name's Ocelot.
Yeah, he is pretty wild, huh? He doesn't have much of a butt, though, I gotta say.
No, I was thinking more of like a character statement, but okay,
Okay. Sorry, I'm just so used to when I hear ass and Metal Gear, I think of like the butt.
As we can see, there it is.
Wild ass.
Again. You see that in the movies? That's an automatic. Don't bother trying to dampen the recoil. You do that with a revolver. We Diamond Dogs are now a force to be reckoned with. We've got the world's attention. We're not some tribal militia, so don't act like one. You will learn how a real soldier fights. You will forget everything Hollywood taught you. And if I catch you doing something else, you'll know it. Engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever. That was some fancy shooting. Pretty good.
Alright, so that cutscene happens on Mother Base once you get enough heroism. This is one of the optional cutscenes that, like, pretty much everybody sees. It's like, it's once you hit 10,000 heroism, and it's, like, impossible to not get that at some point in the game. Whoops.
Wow, those are really precise. Somebody deserves a commendation for that.
Ocelot set them up himself. Wow.
Oh, wow. In fact, you have a very controlled ass. It's not wild in the least.
We're upgrading this platform I'm on, the command platform. Unlike the other ones, when you upgrade this one, it increases the capacity for every single department. But it takes a while. Like, at some point, it's going to be taking like 3 in-game hours for these platforms to be made.
Which is still really fast, like, if you think about it.
It's pretty fucking fast. But yeah, we got all these dudes in the sick bay. You can kind of tell they came from the exact same department because they all were highest in the same rank. That means there was a guy with the troublemaker skill in that department just fucking everybody up.
A sniper known as Quiet is lurking in the Afghan wilderness. This Quiet has performed a string of hits on Soviet officers. The attacks always occur in the same area, but sweeps of the area turn up no traces whatsoever. They've even posted guards, but they never spot a thing. And then before you know it, another body's lying on the ground. You ever heard of someone who operates like that? No matter how still and silent a person tries to be, they always create some kind of ripple. Be it breathing, a heartbeat, eating, excreting, body temperature, sweat. If this sniper can really vanish completely, that's just not human. I guess Quiet is the right name. But what is Quiet's objective? The local guerrillas wouldn't use this kind of tactic. I just can't see them hiring some superhuman mercenary. And the Soviet officers who've been killed, well, they were all opposed to or skeptical of the secret weapons development being conducted in the area. Sure, they were a problem for those supporting it, but the Soviets have nothing to gain by killing them. So we have an assassin with superhuman combat skills who isn't working for the guerrillas or the Soviets. Miller has a theory that this sniper is a hitman for Cypher. He thinks it's time we silence Quiet for good. But I'm against the lethal treatment. I say we bring the sniper back alive and break that silence. Because even if this Quiet doesn't say a word, there's still plenty we can learn. Just remember this, boss. If our hunch is right, you'll be on this sniper's hit list too. If things seem a little too quiet when you're in the field, watch out. Quiet's out there somewhere. And if possible, this is one sniper I want back here breathing.
Alright, yeah, so there's just a little bit more about Quiet.
Is that the first we've really heard? Like, I know there have been allusions, like there's a lot of like, oh, I heard there's this crazy sniper out there.
Right. Yeah, that's, it was like last update, or the update before, Ocelot just briefly goes like, hey, I hear there's a sniper called Quiet, and then, yeah, that's like the cassette tape he gives you about that.
Oh, okay.
Like, they've never said their name is Quiet until now. Also, here's a little cool thing. Wind actually blows smoke grenades away.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, throwing smoke grenades near helicopters or anything like that will blow your smoke grenade away, and then it's useless. I can't really think of too many situations where that actually comes up in gameplay, but it happens.
They're still there. They're still there.
Yeah. Never gonna fall down unless it gets real windy.
No wind on that side, no.
Mm-mm. And you can barely see it, but like, now that the helicopter's gone, the smoke grenade is going again over there.
Oh, that is cool. Oh, hey, could you watch where you're pointing that thing? Gosh.
Alright, back to the grind of being big boss. Oh, also, we got rewards for, like, sending our soldiers out to do missions. So that's like, the thing the combat unit does.
Mm-hmm.
You just send them on dispatch missions, just like in a Peace Walker, basically. Your dudes can die, but also you very frequently get more, volunteers from doing these missions, so, like...
The objective is to rescue and extract a Mujahid captured by the Soviets. He's being held in the ruins of Lamar Khati Palace, as are a lot of POWs. Civilians, guerrillas, suspected guerrillas. The Soviets have turned the place into their own black site. However, we've only been asked to rescue one of the prisoners. He's known as Malak, angel to his fellow Mujahideen. The client is none other than his father. Or rather, this was his father's dying wish.
Big Boss's response to hearing about black sites is how people react when they see the number 69. It's like the same fucking thing. Nice.
It's just ingrained. It's Pavlovian.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the most realistic thing about this game is that as soon as he got a management role, Big Boss spends all his time on his phone.
It's true.
Your mission is to rescue a prisoner being held at Lamar Khati Palace. He's known as Malak, angel to his fellow Mujahideen. Start by checking the target's VI on your iDroid. The Soviets captured him and took him to the ruins of the palace. His family was subsequently killed in an airstrike on his village. The Soviet scorched earth operation wiped it off the map. The client is none other than his father. Or rather, this was his father's dying wish. If you can manage to rescue other prisoners as well, each one will add a bonus to our pay. When you see them, I'm sure your conscience will tell you what to do.
Be careful down there, boss.
Alright, so this can be a big mission depending on how it goes. It can take a bit. We're only doing 2 runs for this. The first one here being Big Boss, of course. This is the mission where, you know, I got that other interpreter last update, and he was a Pashto interpreter. This is the mission where you would want to have that interpreter, because somebody does speak Pashto in this mission.
I'm gonna guess the target.
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
There, that's the target.
Нужно отвезти на аванпост Яхо-Обу.
Понял. Аванпост Яху-Обу. А что с остальными?
С ними я разберусь прямо здесь. Повтори приказ.
Доставить Малака на аванпост Яху-Обу. Остальные заключенные останутся здесь.
Хорошо. Исполняй.
Вас понял.
So the target's to be transported. And the other prisoners disposed of
So
here.
yeah, this is a mission that can be pretty quick because like it's super easy to spot Malak. He's just right there. But yeah, the complication just comes from like, oh, that guy says he's going to kill the rest of the prisoners here. And those prisoners are like several other missions. They have like skills that you cannot get anywhere else. And like they are skills you need to like unlock entire like branches of like R&D stuff. And of course, like while you're trying to get those guys, like Malak like leaves very quickly. So also we developed a new thing for our bionic arm. It's the sonar function.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's really cool. So yeah, it just picks up any living thing, really, within a certain distance. The more you upgrade it, the farther it can pick stuff up.
Does it also get more precise, like it can tell person from goat?
I don't know if it, like, I don't think it ever distinguishes between targets, but it does also, like, when it does show the location, different things, it stays on your screen for longer before it fades away.
Okay, that's something.
Oh, also because the sonar arm, you slam it on the ground, it does make a little bit of noise so people can hear it, but you have to be, like, really close.
It is active sonar after all, that only makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, there's one dude. You're also on a fairly strict time limit to find these prisoners, too, because, like, the guy who says, like, oh, I'm gonna stay here and execute the rest of the prisoners, like, he just goes one by one and kills all these people. He doesn't, like, dilly-dally at all. I mean, he could, like, run here.
And that's what you want on your black site. You want people committed to the job. You know. There's no dawdling. That wouldn't be nice.
I mean, one of the interview questions we have for black sites here is, you know, we just ask, so what comes to mind when you hear the word, the phrase black site? And if they don't say nice, no, not hiring them.
Efficient. That's what comes to mind.
Where are your friends?
So yeah, this guy knows where all the prisoners are, so interrogating him, like, he'll just tell you where all of them are at. It's pretty handy. Also, he's, that soldier is wearing a gas mask.
For fashion.
Yeah. At this point in the game, like, that last mission I did where I listen in on that, those Russian guys having a meeting and going, like, they're just going like, oh, there's all this weird shit happening. We gotta, like, boost up our defenses and stuff. That starts the, that's kind of like the start of this other gameplay system where guards will start wearing new equipment or doing other things around the base to counteract the way you play the game. So because Big Boss has been using lots of smoke grenades, some guys will be wearing gas masks now, which means they won't be able to see through the smoke still. But it won't incapacitate them, so they'll just be able to walk right out of the smoke. They won't be coughing or anything. And yeah, that's one of many things that the game can do to kind of counteract if you're, like, using the same strategies over and over.
Now, what do they do to defend against the super sniper who forgot how to poop?
It just seems like they gossip about him a lot. Honestly, it just seems like they gossip and hope somehow all the bad things they say about them just goes down the grapevine and they get really insulted and, like, leave? I don't know. And we've got another song right over there. It's Man-Eater.
A man-eater.
At this point, you would think if Snake heard that, he would just automatically assume it's like literally talking about some freak show boss he's gonna have to fight that eats men.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like especially if it was like still Metal Gear Solid 3 style, where all the freak show bosses would introduce themselves like Power Ranger villains.
This is the same guy that just wrestled dragons.
Yeah.
Just before he went to sleep for a while.
Whoops. Ah, he's fine. But yeah, some of the other responses you'll see based on how you're playing is like, one of the most obvious ones just being like, if you're getting a lot of headshots, a lot of guards start wearing helmets, which, especially if you're doing like a non-lethal playthrough, kind of sucks because like if you're using like handguns and rifles and stuff, if they have a helmet, you have to shoot their helmet once and it pops off their head, and then you can just headshot them. Mm-hmm. If you're doing non-lethal stuff, tranq darts are not strong enough to knock helmets off of dudes, so instead it'll just like bounce off their helmet, and then they get really confused as to what happened, and then they start searching for you.
They have developed chin strap technology.
Oh yeah, they ain't coming off now. And so at that point, it's like, if you just have to aim for their face now instead of their head, and if they're facing away from you, it gets really hard, because then you have to like shoot their fucking neck, and at that point, it's really easy to like get a neck shot and not a head shot, and then it's just, you're wasting a lot of shots. This man ain't good. Terrible.
No, just the worst.
Занимается роботами.
Oh, come on, really?
Эти намного быстрее человека несли.
Ладно, хорош заливать.
Я дам знать, если еще раз их увижу. До встречи.
Увидимся.
Some guy working on robots with machines for legs.
Oh, great.
Who could that be? It'll be a bit before we get around to that stuff they were talking about, though.
And I think there's a point where the Emmerich family wants to live up to the curse, right? They're actively pursuing it.
I mean, at least until you get to Otacon, yeah. I think, like, Otacon's grandpa, yeah, it seemed like he fucked up. Otacon's
what did he
dad's,
develop after that? I'm pretty sure nothing. Like,
yeah. But, I mean, Huey especially seems, even in Peace Walker, seemed like a bit of a fuck up. I mean, he could have he got rescued by Snake, and he could have just been like, wow, thanks, Snake. I'm never gonna work on this awful machinery again. And instead he went, Snake, I can make you the same awful nightmare machine I was making for those guys. I think he just really wants to make awful robots that shoot nukes.
yeah, it is consistent with his behavior. He's all just trying to build an alibi. Like, oh no, I hate it. Please stop. Keep going. Like, that's Huey. That's Huey.
Yeah. And secretly, he's also a person who relishes in telling people that Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't an accident with Big Boss.
Building walking nuclear-capable tanks is his kink, and I will hear nothing to the contrary.
The only reason he was into Strangelove is because she just enabled that. Yeah. She was okay with being a part of that.
Hands up.
When he says, I want to be punished, he means by the UN Security Council.
Now, actually being punished by them, is that his end goal, or is it just the thrill of maybe being punished? Try.
I'll give you a hint. His safe word is Nuremberg.
Okay, sure. Oh no, Huey. Your son is so much better than you, and he's a colossal fuck up too. Well, I don't know if he's
but
a
only
fuck
in his
up.
Personal life. Professionally, yeah. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine, and I mean, Otacon seems to be a bit more ethical. I mean, okay, he did work on a big robot that shoots nukes as well, but he
only once.
He was only once, and when he tells you about it, he's just like, oh, I got tricked. I just wanted to make robots like an anime. I didn't know it was gonna shoot a nuke. I just made a railgun that can hurl nuke-sized objects. Oh man.
All I'm saying,
All right.
Huey, where's your NGO dedicated to stopping nuclear proliferation, huh? Where is it?
Yeah, seriously. All right. Well, we got those are the 3 prisoners in that base camp.
So yeah, the mission, cool, the mission, got it.
Yeah. But if we go all the way back to the start, Vapor Snake. He has things to do, and he wants to get this mission done quickly.
Yeah. Before his date at the wine bar, dressed like that.
So instead of coming with the horse, we airdropped in a vehicle.
A few years ago, there was a Bon Jovi concert at Soldier Field, and I feel like Snake's outfit here would have fit right in with that crowd. It was just a bunch of moms in white shorts and short bleach blonde hair and black t-shirts, but that is the proper camouflage. That's all I'm saying.
Totally. Yeah. Your camo index 100% all day.
Yeah.
Vapor Snake, we brought this Jeep, and, spotted Malak right away. Now, the issue is they leave very quickly, so we need to deploy some type of trap to keep them busy.
A truck-based trap, as all of our tricks are trucks.
I mean, I gotta say, Vapor loves him some trucks.
Vapor Tonka Snake.
Yeah, that's his middle name. So, they drive down this road, so we gotta set up some traps here. Just make a little blockade.
Oh, look. Graffiti. Is that art? It is now.
A thing about these boxes, I've shown how these work before. They basically work just like the porn magazines would in previous games. Metal Gear Solid 5 has no Playboy magazines or anything.
Couldn't get that sponsorship deal.
I guess, yeah, there's no magazines or anything. It's just those cardboard boxes. So, they're driving, but... Whoa!
Yeah, they think they're going to run over a pair of women in the street.
So, using our tried and true smoke car tactic, we're going to wedge our vehicle in between them and this tank that also follows them, just to put some distance between them here. And while they are busy observing these women... Bye.
We can rule out a full extraction. We'll just have to do it by chopper. Call the chopper from your iDroid boss.
The
Then carry the target to it.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because, the tank can't see me because the smoke right there and stuff, but tanks don't, even though they're, supposedly being piloted by other guards, the tanks don't act the same way humans do. It's like they're robots. Oh, also I should point out, when these guys finally realize this is just a box and not a real woman, they, will attack the cardboard box. But first, they finished using up one box, but the second box, so they gotta fist pump some more.
Oh, man. So predictable.
Yeah. And the other's like, what? That's a box! What the fuck?
Fool me once, shame on me, or something. I don't know. I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot the box.
But it's it's funny how the way the tank works, because now they're just all like, what the heck? Where'd our dang Jeep go? And guards actually do have voice lines and stuff for if the vehicle they were driving is suddenly gone. Yeah, and they don't throw an alert or anything. It's just somebody else needed it, I guess.
That's communism for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only one guy went like, what the heck, where's the Jeep? The other dude somehow immediately went, the Jeep went over there! So I don't know if they're capable of following tire tracks or something, but this guy is going all the way over here, and I've tested this before, but like if you continually just drive the Jeep that was theirs, they will continually just follow the tracks forever and ever until they find the Jeep.
He must have left something real important in the glove box.
Yeah. And I just love that it takes them until this point to realize not only, like, hey, our Jeep went somewhere, but the prisoner's gone. And then, okay, the other guy finally came. It took him a lot longer to recover from that being tricked by that box.
This is just like high school all over again.
Helicopter's a little fucked up. Got shot a bit, but it's fine.
It's fine. All that smoke, it'll be cleared by a second helicopter. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And so yeah, there you go. You can do that mission super fucking quick if you just have a way to get Malak out. The real issue with that is just like, aside from him being moved to this other base over here very quickly, the issue is just the tank. Speaking of Huey.
Right before the attack, Huey was in the control tower to prepare for the inspectors. He was with them when it all went down. The control tower collapsed with the rest of it strut. His body was never recovered, but he was the one who met the inspection party when they arrived. And he was the one who showed the nuclear inspectors to the tower. You remember the way it went. First he recommends we agree to the inspection, then he gives them the okay without our permission, all the time acting as if he was doing us a favor. On top of that, he even had the guards disarmed that day. It would send the wrong message, he said. Whatever the angle, it all leads back to Huey. I curse my own stupidity for not realizing sooner. Huey escaped with that unit by chopper. I've been hunting him for 9 long years. The other reason I was operating around Afghanistan was to dig up his location.
Huey's in Afghanistan?
Yes, and I have a good idea where. Now we just wait for the right moment. This time, we'll be the ones using him. He's going to tell us who our guests really were that used a fake nuclear inspection to blast our home into the ocean.
So yeah, there we go. It's getting close to everybody being really mad at Huey.
Oh, believe me, the comments are already there.
Yeah, I think they are actually.
I guess for the curious, this is the first recording we've done after posting the first video.
Yeah. It's, I mean, it's been a little bit since we last recorded too, but, yeah, we had a big backlog. But yeah, if you don't get Malak, like, right away, or intercept him on this road they go down, he gets transported all the way inside this base. We've briefly been in this base before. This is where Vapor Snake was once to rescue a guy. But yeah, now that we're at this base, if we pop open the map, we can see more of that system I was talking about, where the I forget what it's actually called. They never say it in game, but like in the strategy guide and stuff, they call it like the revenge system or something like that.
Of course they do.
Close to the upper right, there's all those little icons right below elapsed time. Those are all the different like things that can get activated based on your play styles. And there's multiple different countermeasures they take in each category, but the first one is just like, if you've been Fultoning lots of dudes and also guards have been seeing guards get Fultoned, now, because that thing is lit up, if you Fulton somebody and another guard is nearby and he sees it happen, he will try to shoot the balloon down.
No, you can't have him. He's mine. No, no.
The helmet icon is just different types of armor. If you've been getting lots of headshots or just killing lots of guys with lethal weaponry, they'll start wearing helmets and they'll start having like body armor and like riot shields distributed and stuff, so guys will just be geared up more. the other things that can happen are like if you do lots of night infiltration, guards will be equipped with a lot more flashlights, and lots more guards will be wearing like night vision goggles. And if you've been sneaking around and like not being detected much, some of the other countermeasures they can put out are like they'll start putting landmines everywhere. Yeah. They'll start, and they hide them in like decent places too. It's not just like they're on the roads. It's like there'll be landmines inside the brush, and you cannot see them very well unless you're using like night vision goggles or going really slow. But it's one of my favorite features in the game that like you kind of don't even notice is happening. But it's also just a cool thing because like you can replay any of the missions in this game. So like if you go back to a really old mission to like rescue more prisoners or get a better rank, whatever, all of a sudden that mission feels kind of different because all these countermeasures are active in those earlier missions now.
Right, the tailor-made difficulty curve.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's really cool. And like, depending on like some of the weapons you use, they might have some different weaponry as well. Like, playing the game in certain ways means, like, you've been sniping a lot, they also get more snipers to counteract you. And vice versa, like, lots of close-range combat stuff. The guys will have lots of shields, and they'll have lots of shotguns and stuff like that, so it's really cool. And, like, I won't be doing it for a little bit, because I just want to show, like, all the different things that can happen. But there is a way to counteract, like, these guys getting better equipment, and that is because we have the combat unit. There are certain dispatch missions where you can send them to destroy factories and, like, caches that have the equipment they're using. So, like, you can, like, send them to go blow up a factory that's been making helmets, and then for, like, a couple missions after that, if it's successful, guards won't have helmets for a bit. Oh, also, I think it gets corrected, but that guy's holding his gun wrong.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That doesn't look right.
This is a weird bug that happens. I don't know what triggers it. It's not super common, but I've seen it happen multiple times now, where it's like, you just start up the game and almost every guard will be holding their gun, like, upside down and, like, on the wrong, in, like, the wrong hand and stuff, and it's just weird. And yeah, even though I rescued those 3 prisoners, there's actually still more prisoners to get.
That's a lot.
There's a lot here. There's 2 more in this base, aside from the guy you actually do have to rescue. And also I do like that, like, the intel team does point out where guys are, but like when they're low level and you're in a big base like this, it's just the whole thing is a giant red circle. It's not super helpful.
I think they got some soldiers in that there black site, boss.
Nice. Oh, he's holding his gun wrong too, look at that. There's also a thing I've seen, like, passed around a couple times on the internet of people saying like, oh, here's a cool Easter egg in the Phantom Pain. I've never seen it happen, and I think it's a lie. But people have claimed that when you're running around the open world, you can see briefly members of your intel team also sneaking around. I have never seen that happen. I've never seen video evidence of it. I think it's a lie. But I really wanted it to be true, and it sounded like something that could be true, that you could just get brief glimpses of your soldiers, like, very quickly, like, popping from like, the side of a rock or something, but alas. The game only has 200 Easter eggs instead of 201.
Oh no. How shall we roll them down the hill for the children?
Thankfully, it's easy to pull in guys here, because there's just a hole in the roof. Ta-da! I'll pull in those 2 guys as well. All the prisoners taken care of.
Yay! Well,
Well, still one, but... And also, yeah, a little bit earlier when I was looking into that window where the prisoner is being held, he was being interrogated for, because, you know, it was suggested that the Russians had, like, burned his village down and all that. And it turns out they have not. They don't know why it happened either. And this is, just something to keep in mind. It'll be a while before it matters, but just keep it in mind. And we already picked up Maneater in this mission, but there's actually one other 80s song to pick up, and it's like one of the best ones to pick up.
Okay, is it Africa?
No. But that is in the game, I believe.
Okay.
You can hear it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my memes are too recent.
But yeah, this is the song everyone always mentions, like, oh, this one's in the game.
So many. That's got to be the most popular one for your helicopter, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've already seen people in the comments say like, "Oh yeah, I found Take on Me, and it's the only thing I had in my helicopter for the whole game."
Like, not a majority, but a plurality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a decent amount of people. It's funny though, because the oh yeah, you can knock dudes over with doors, by the way.
You wouldn't want to spend the whole time waiting. Just save an extra 3 seconds.
It's just a chain reaction of dudes hearing a dude fall over. It's pandemonium. What? Hey. Another gas mask guy. It's funny, when you like hear the cassette tapes, oh, come on. They never play the full song. It's always like, it's just the hook of every song.
All killer, no filler, baby.
Yeah. It's the hit clips of Metal Gear. Another guy.
I dubbed it this way. I really like these parts. I don't like the other part. Oh, can we go into bullet time whenever there's a song?
Oh.
That was so good.
Eventually we will have the ability to just bullet time whenever we want, really, so I'll have to do that, yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
You're not grabbing it? You're just leaving it behind?
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay.
زما پلار مړ دی زما ټول کورنۍ مړه دي ته چا ګمارلی دی تا ته چا ویلي دي چې ما هغوی له بوځم ته ولې داسې کوې ودرېږه ما هغو کسانو ته مه سپاره کوم چې زه نه پېژنم مهرباني وکړه ما له ځان سره واپس بوځه او تر هیون پوه شم زما نوم ملک دی فکر کوم چې اوس دغه نوم پرېږدم هغه حرامیانو زه په دوی پوهه نه شوم بس همیشه په شان زما خلکو سپکاوی کول زما خیال دی دا ډېره خواشینۍ خبره ده
This would be really, really hard to know, but if you didn't have the Pashto interpreter, they would, and could they have interrogated him better? But you wouldn't know, because you couldn't figure out what he's saying about the interrogation, unless you yourself, the player, knew Pashto. But yes, there is a theme of language barrier already, even before. I still don't think the plot has started. I still don't think so.
Not really. Like, it's weird. When you add ground zeros to, the Phantom Pain, and you have those, like, both at the beginning, you do get several hours of, like, events happening, especially with ground zeros. It's like, okay, there's plot. And then, but then, yeah, you get this really long stretch where it's just, like, kind of like, I understand the first, like, 3 missions following being, like...
That right there is why you're the best, boss.
Being just kind of like tutorial missions. Where it's like, oh, Big Boss is getting, like...
Yeah, you're getting the band back together, you're getting up off the ground.
But, yeah, it takes a little bit before you ever get to the plot again. We're getting really close. Don't worry, everybody. We're close. But...
Not next video. That's more ground zeros.
Yeah, not 22-2 for sure. But yeah, next like story mission we tackle, there will be some actual plot.
Hooray!
Hooray!